Hey everyone, welcome back. You ever notice how some people just have a knack for talking about their accomplishments,
Mm.
where it doesn't sound like bragging, it's impressive,
Mm.
but also totally natural? It's like
Yeah.
they own their success.
It's real art.
It is. It's like, how do they do that? It's an art. And we're going to find out today because we are diving deep into this guide
Okay.
on discussing personal achievements.
Oh,
I am so ready to unlock these secrets
me too.
because I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like I'm either overselling it
Yeah.
or I'm downplaying it so much that it's like, wait, did I even do anything?
Totally. We've all been there. The guide actually starts as a point that a lot of people might not expect. It emphasizes recognizing and owning all of your achievements.
Okay, all of them. See, when I first read that, I was like, really? Like, does celebrating finishing a spreadsheet really matter?
Right. It can feel silly at first, but
Okay.
here's the thing. It's about retraining that inner voice, that inner critic that we all have, that tries to tell us our accomplishments aren't good enough or that they don't really count.
Oh, you mean the voice that's like, it wasn't a big deal? Like, anybody could have done that.
Yes, exactly that voice. Like, so sneaky, too.
It is. That voice always seems to pipe up at the worst possible times, you know?
Right. Like
Yeah.
right before a job interview or a presentation.
Yeah.
And when you can acknowledge even your small wins, it can help you build up this like stronger sense of self-efficacy over time.
Okay, so you're basically telling that inner critic to, take a hike
Exactly.
because you've got this.
You've got this.
I love that. And it makes sense, right? If you can't even acknowledge your own accomplishments, who will?
Yeah.
And plus, think about how good it feels to celebrate even those small victories along the way.
Absolutely.
It can be seriously motivating.
It is. And it helps to paint a more complete and honest picture of your journey. And speaking of, that kind of brings us to the heart of how to communicate your achievements really well. And the guide calls this the STAR method.
The STAR method.
Have you heard of this?
Oh, I have. It's like the gold standard for talking about what you've accomplished.
It really is.
In a way, it's clear, concise, impossible to ignore.
It's like you're giving your interviewer no choice but to remember you
Yep.
because you're telling them a story.
Okay, so break it down for us. What does STAR even stand for?
So STAR, it stands for situation, task, action, result.
Okay, situation, task, action, result.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
all about ditching that vague language.
You mean like I did some stuff?
Yeah, I was like really involved in that project.
Yeah, I did good.
Yeah, like what does that even mean?
Okay, so instead of saying something like, oh yeah, I helped with this project, you would say, give us an example.
Let's say you were working on like a team project, right?
Yeah.
And you were tasked with improving, I don't know, let's say efficiency in your department.
Okay.
Instead of saying, oh, I helped improve things, you could say, I spearheaded a new time management system that ultimately reduced wasted time by 15%.
Okay, so specific.
Right.
Wow.
You're painting a picture.
That is a completely different story.
It is. And
Right.
it all comes back to breaking down the situation, the task, the action, and the result.
The STAR.
The STAR, which highlights your skills and your impact.
Because you can actually see the impact, right? It's not just like this general idea, oh yeah, this person was, around and maybe did some things. It's like, no, this person got stuff done.
Exactly. And this actually transitions really well into the next point that the guide makes, which is all about injecting a little bit more you into how you talk about your achievements.
Okay, so it's not just about what you achieved, but how it made you feel.
Yeah.
It's about like bringing your authentic self to the conversation.
You got it. Think about it. Have you ever listened to someone just rattle off a list of their accomplishments and felt, well, nothing?
Oh yeah.
It's like listening to a robot.
It's the worst, like those generic LinkedIn posts where it's just like crushing it. Okay, great. But like,
Yeah.
what are you even talking about?
Right. No context, no personality. Like, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, I guess.
Like, where's the human? Where's the story?
Exactly. People connect with stories, right? And emotion. So instead of just listing facts and figures,
Yeah.
you could share a story about a challenge that you overcame or like the lessons that you learned or even just your genuine excitement about the project.
I like that.
That's when you really start to connect with people on a human level.
Okay, so how do you actually do that? Because I feel like it's such a fine line between like sharing your excitement and sounding like you're, writing a dramatic movie script about finishing that spreadsheet.
Sure, yeah. It's about finding that balance, for sure. And the guide gives us a great example. Let's say you're talking about a time you presented like a new idea to your team, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, I presented this idea, everyone loved it, Which again,
So robotic.
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, great, good for you.
Instead of saying that, you could say something like, oh, give it a try. How would you say it?
Okay, let me think. Okay, okay, how about this? I was actually so nervous to present this idea because, like, I had been working on it for weeks. But I just took a deep breath, reminding myself why I was so passionate about it, and I just went for it. And honestly, the best part was that my team was super receptive, and we had such a great conversation about how to implement it.
Yes. See, you shared the excitement, the nerves, and the positive outcome.
Yeah.
But you kept it professional, and you focused on the achievement itself.
Yeah, because you want to bring them along, but you don't want to, like, bore them with the details.
Yeah. Totally. You don't want to bore them with the 10-hour voice memo you made yourself to prepare, even though that might have been part of it, you know?
Oh my gosh. Yes. The agony. I love that example. It's so helpful because it's like, you're not just listing facts. You're inviting the other person to share in that moment with you.
Exactly, exactly. You're making that human connection, which is so important.
Yeah.
And, this authenticity can really make all the difference. And speaking of connections, the guide also talks about connecting your past achievements to your future goals, right?
Okay.
Because this shows people you're not just resting on your laurels.
You're not just stuck in the past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're constantly growing and you're striving for more. And that's really exciting to see in someone.
So it's like if you were talking about, I don't know, like how you organized a really successful charity event, you could say. And that actually inspired me to explore a career in event planning.
Yes. Exactly. It shows initiative. It shows a growth mindset. You have a vision for your future.
Yeah, you're not just like bouncing around doing random stuff. Like
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Exactly. And it subtly invites people to be part of that journey with you.
That's so smart.
Whether they're offering support or, potentially collaborating with you.
I love that. It's like you're showing them not just where you've been, but where you're headed. And speaking of bringing other people into the conversation, the guide also talks about the importance of humility.
Yes.
Because as important as it is to own your accomplishments, I feel like it's equally important to acknowledge the people who helped you along the way.
Oh, 100%.
Because nobody achieves anything alone. Like, it takes a team, a supportive network. I mean, for me, it takes a really, really good playlist.
Yes. To power through those late nights.
To get through it. Exactly.
I love that.
And I feel like recognizing those contributions, it shows that you're aware of your strengths and, to be honest, your limitations.
Right. It makes you more relatable, right?
Totally.
Like you're not just this lone wolf who magically achieves everything on their own.
Oh, yeah. It was all me. I did it all by myself.
Right.
No, you're a team player.
Exactly. And that's a really powerful message to send, no matter who you're talking to.
Okay, so we've talked about sharing our emotions, connecting our wins to our future goals, staying humble. There's a lot to keep in mind. I feel like this guide is like the achievement whisperer.
Yeah.
What else you got?
All right. So one more crucial point that the guide makes, and this is like really important, is about tailoring your message to your audience.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's huge. Because what you tell your best friend over drinks on a Friday night is way different than what you're going to say in a formal job interview.
Exactly. You got it.
It's like know your audience, right?
Exactly. You've got to be mindful of the context and adapt your communication style.
Yeah.
Because like in a casual setting with your friends, you might share a funny anecdote about, something that happened at work.
But in a job interview, you're going to want to highlight those skills and results that are really relevant to the job.
Yes.
It's all about relevant.
It is. And it goes beyond just the words you use.
Okay.
It's your tone, your body language, even like the examples you choose to share.
So it's like you're not just reciting accomplishments, you're having a conversation.
Exactly.
It's like you're painting a picture, you're telling a story.
It is.
And you want to like tailor that story to your audience so it really resonates with them.
It's about making a connection.
Yes. Connection is key. Whether you are networking, interviewing for your dream job, or just sharing your successes with your friends and family.
It makes all the difference.
Oh my gosh. I have learned so much today.
Me too.
This guide is amazing. We've covered so much good stuff.
We did.
From embracing all of our wins, big or small.
Yes, even that spreadsheet.
Yes, even that spreadsheet, to the power of the STAR method.
Such a good one.
And of course, the importance of authenticity, humility, and tailoring your message. I mean, where do we even go from here?
I don't know. This is like,
Yeah.
This is everything.
This is it. I feel like we have cracked the code, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, if you're listening to this and you start using these strategies, you're going to be amazed at how much more confident,
Empowered.
yes, empowered you feel when you're talking about your accomplishment.
Because they're your accomplishments to celebrate.
Yes, they are. Okay, I have one final thought, if you'll indulge me.
Okay.
If there was someone who you had a conversation with and they shared an accomplishment and it just like really stuck with you,
Mm-hmm.
what was it about their approach that really resonated with you? How did they make you feel?
Oh, that's good.
I feel like that's something to think about because I'm willing to bet that those people who have inspired us with their stories, they weren't just like listing off bullet points.
No, they were telling you a story.
They were sharing their journey in a way that was authentic and engaging and, dare I say it, human.
Yes. Embrace those human moments.
It's-
Let your personality shine through. It's amazing.
Love that. All right, and on that note, I think we should wrap up this deep dive on celebrating and communicating your wins.
I think so too.
Remember, guys, your achievements matter. Your story deserves to be heard, and now you have the tools to share it with the world.
Yes, go get them.
And who knows, maybe, just maybe, you'll inspire somebody else to embrace their own successes along the way. And with that, until next time, keep on crushing it.